Okay, I'm going to make two screencasts. This is the first one to replace our class, and as I will all spring, try to model what I want you to learn, and then I want you to do it. So I should tell you that later this spring we're going to go to something called Screencast-O-Matic. It's free, and I personally think it's better, and you don't even have to register, better than Snagit. Snagit does allow you to record your screens in what's known as a screencast. But you got to download it onto your computer, and then you have to upload it into Blackboard or upload it into YouTube, where Screencast-O-Matic immediately uploads it. The great thing about it is it's no more than 15 minutes, and the good thing about that is you would never want a screencast to be longer than that. You actually, as I've told you, or will tell you, you want it to be less than 10. So the first thing I want you to do is practice a little bit what you've done with me before. And so the only thing we've done in Google Drive is to create a Word document. And if you haven't logged in, drive.google.com. And if you're using your school one, you have to go and type your, in my case, khala at fcpsschools.net. The three S's, fcpsschools.net. It's somewhat repetitious. And then your password, case sensitive, and your get in. If you're doing your free one, you just do your login name and your password. You don't have to write anything. So once you get in, we're going to create, and we're going to a document, which is exactly what I'm doing. And the first thing it's going to ask you for, usually, didn't just now, is to name it. And that's where it says untitled document. So this is Snow Day Class. And what I want you to do is to write a document for your class, that any class you would do. And you can, if you want, just upload what you already have. And you would use the upload arrow, files, and you'd find it wherever it is on your computer, usually under documents. And eventually when you click on something, you'd just say open, and it would open up. Something my kids have, you can see there. Okay, so once you get it in there, one thing I like you to do is to insert an image. I just think it's highlights things so better. So for example, one thing I'm doing it for, if we have school Friday, I have a chair meeting, and this is what my sub has, and depending on when we start, he has the link to this. I can change what's due, but my AP kids have a project right here. And the thing at the top I always like to do, or almost always like to do, is it's on minimum wage, and so I found something that kind of sinks it into their head, because I think most things that we give our kids start like number one, and they just go through and they're kind of boring and there's nothing to make us think about them. But we always learn in pictures. So I want you to either upload an assignment or type out an assignment in Google Drive. Can't make you use it, but hopefully you are. And start with the picture. So how would I do that? Well, one, I have to find a picture. So let's say I'm going to use the Screencast-O-Matic picture. I right click on it and I copy image URL. Now it might say copy image link depending on whatever browser you use, but it's something like that. Or you can save the image, again, just push it and save it to your desktop. I'm going to do the easier one, copy image URL. This doesn't always work, but generally it does. So Snow Day Class, insert image. And here you can either upload it just like you would do on a email or something by clicking image to upload, or I go to URL, I control V, which is the right click and the paste, which some of you also use, and you see it worked. And then I push select, and maybe it's too small. In this case I can't make, I can just drag the corner back and forward, but I can also center it by, or left it or right it, whatever I want to do. And then I can go back to my left margin and I can start writing. Now to write, you need numbers. So start with numbers, and we did this last time when you kept writing and entering and then enter, enter, enter to get back. Or doing the numbers, however you want to do it. Sorry, I should have had that. Okay, so any way you want to do it, you do it. The other thing I want you to do in there is come up with a link. To come up with a link, you'd write, here is the link to the site. You go to the site, copy it, and you drag over the word here, and you go up here, and you click on it, and you do this. Now, I mentioned briefly, I think we talked for 5 or 10 minutes on flipping the classroom and why it has so many strengths. And one of them is, some of you can do all the things I just did by watching it once. Some of you are going to have to stop this video, go back, forward, back, forward. And so think of a student doing that and how much more valuable it's going to be for the kid. Then what I want you also to do is try to do a couple different colors. Try to write in red. So again, we drag the cursor over red. We go up here, and you can put your cursor anywhere and it tells you where to go. Red. And now we have red. Or maybe you want to bold something, and you guys know how to do this. Or maybe you want to change the size to 12 or the type to Times Roman. But I want you to use as many things as you can use. One trick, when you're finished with everything and have a true assignment in there, and again, you don't have to create it from scratch, I want you to share it with me. To do that, you go to the share button, and what I'm going to do right now, give me a second, is I'm going to see if I can't share and show you how it works. And sorry, you got my family in the background there. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write in K Holla, and it's right here at FCPS. And I'm going to go share. Don't mind what I'm doing. Oops, error. Sorry, I did the wrong address. And now I've shared it, and if you look, snow days just appeared right there at the very bottom of the screen. And so if I click on it and go back to my original snow days, give me a second here to do this. This is what we call the share document. So if I can click here on, this is you on the right working on your student's assignment. This is an excellent assignment. And so you can also use this technique. I used it in my AP Government class the other day so the kids could work in groups, so they'd have one assignment and they share it with the other 3 kids. And you can see that if I were to put my cursor here, it says Kenneth Holla, because that's the one that's been assigned to me from the county. Now, the other thing I want you to do, and this is the last thing, is I want you to remember how we got this into Blackboard. First of all, to share, you'd have to go in here and set it to anyone who has the link can view. Yours may not be set that way, so you can change it. Yours is probably set shared privately, and you put it up to share with the link, and then OK, save. Copy this URL or that one, it's the same one, copy it, and I want you again to put it into Blackboard, so let me go to Blackboard. And I'm just going to pick a class, AP Gov. And I have to, oh, there we go. Little slower connection in the room I just walked into. Okay, I'm going to go into Build Content. I'm connecting a URL, snow days. Control V or paste. And remember, this is the key one. You need to open in a new window. Open in a new window. And this is another thing I really like about Screencast-O-Matic that Snagit doesn't do, is that you get that yellow circle that you're seeing. And then you go down Submit. And there it is on the bottom. And so again, what are we doing from the top? You're going to upload a document with an assignment. Or create it from scratch. You're going to put a picture on it, like you try to have a link or two. One is fine. Have a couple different colors, even fonts, and then I want you to share it with me. And again, my address is kholla@fcpsschools.net. Notice that there are two S's, and boom, make it a little bigger for you. And then I will put a comment, just simply, thanks, I got this, or did you consider doing that? So that's assignment number 1. And after you're done with that, you're going to have one more on Twitter.